question. So would middle schoolers be ready, as an example? They do a lot of really surprising things that really just amaze you. So I'm trying to think of one example. There's this great example that we had where we had this little spinning tube. And so it was a little spinning top, and it would pop up and it would spin around and rotate, kind of like this. And it was just a very simple activity and that they could do, but they could really get in and explore it. And so one of the questions is, as this thing was spinning, was it bobbling like this, or was it one end staying down and the whole thing precessing? It was hard to see that because it was going so fast. And so one of the student groups decided to take it and dip it in paint on one end. And they came up with the hypothesis that if they dipped it in paint, if it stayed up in the air, then it wouldn't trace a circle on a piece of paper. And if it bobbled, it'd tap, 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 and it would trace out this circle on a piece of paper. And it was amazing. I never thought about that. I thought that that never came to my mind, like it would be something that they could do to answer this question. And that's an example of sort of that back and forth. And now I get to use it all the time as this great, amazing, thing. I'm a genius now, right? But it was really just a group of students that thought of that. And so I think when we go into the classroom and we approach it that way, as opposed to thinking about whether they're ready, it's whether or not we're ready to accept some of the crazy things they do. Because they have interesting ideas. And me coming from a physics background, students have very, very interesting and sometimes wrong ideas about how the world works. But they're not completely wrong. And a good example would be everybody thinks about Newton's third law, and you take a little tiny bug in a big truck, right? And they smash. The bug loses. Everyone knows that the bug loses, right? Everyone knows that. But when you get to the idea of force within physics, right, there's an equal, the force, the interaction between those two things is going to be the same. But the bug lost. And so it makes sense why the student would hold that conception. And so if we start appreciating those students' ideas, not so much as just being misconceptions wrong, but actually really wondering, well, where is that coming from? Then we as teachers can really learn where that's coming from, recognize the validity of what it is that they're thinking, and then build off of that.